When you think about the sport that basically grew America and you think about the sport that stands true to this day, you automatically think of baseball. While football fans are growing, it stands that baseball is still better than football. Considering it's America's favorite pastime, it requires both mental and physical strength, and baseball simply offers more to fans than baseball. As an avid lover of baseball, I have come to appreciate the different qualities and offerings that baseball has. Baseball captured America's heart back before the 1900s and continues to grow within our families and our culture. Baseball has always been America's favorite pastime. It has embraced sports history and mythology. You can recite players back to the 1920s, but yet with football fans, they may be only able to recite back to the 1950s. Baseball just had such a rich culture back in our wars and before that it's easy to see how America has fallen in love with it. It also induced tremendous social change in America. Players such as Jackie Robinson and his bravery and his talent improved our social society by challenging America to reevaluate fairness and race. Now with football, you have, all these inspirational stories, but you never really had something that pushed America to think differently like baseball did. You also have father and son bonding times that have been passed down from generation to generations. You have family members who are going out in the backyard, throwing, playing catch with each other. It was just something that was always passed down. And while people may throw a football back and forth nowadays, baseball was really that first fundamental sport that people really used to grow closer to one another. And not only that, but who doesn't love Take Me Out to the Ball Game? Whether you are an avid baseball player or you know nothing about baseball whatsoever, everyone knows the song Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Everyone, loves that feeling of sitting in a stadium, eating peanuts, or doing whatever. I mean, you don't necessarily have to know the entire game to just love the environment of baseball. Not only is baseball America's favorite pastime and is so fun to watch, but there's a lot that really goes into baseball. It requires both mental and physical strength compared to that of football. Baseball requires players to be mentally strong. You don't have timeouts in football where you get to go and game plan. You have to discern and analyze the situation in a moment, and you have to know what to do, where to throw, when to bunt, and when to swing away. Unlike in football, you have these breaks where you can go and you can basically make your game plan. You have someone that's always going to be there for you, where in baseball, you're up to bat by yourself. You don't have those teammates that are going to be there and kind of help you through it. If your head isn't in the game, when you're in the outfield or at bat, it can easily ruin your focus. So you have to rely a lot on mental ability and to help you get through that. The physical strength. While football really does require a lot of physical strength, it takes a lot of physical strength to do baseball as well. You need speed, agility, flexibility, mobility, power, and explosiveness. You need speed for the times when you have to run. You have agility and flexibility for lunging after the balls. You need lots of power and coordination for throwing and hitting. It takes a lot of upper body strength to be able to hit a ball at 75 to 90 miles per hour. And it's a ballistic sport, so it requires quick and explosive movements at a drop of a hatch. And what people don't probably realize is that it takes a lot more effort to throw a baseball than it does a football. Throwing a baseball is one of the most unnatural things that you can do with your body, and it can easily deteriorate a shoulder. So you really have to be able to control your body weight and control your movements and really refine down your posture and your form in order to not only succeed in hitting and throwing, but to be able to keep your body mentally and physically strong. And a lot of hand and eye coordination goes into it. I mean, obviously you need it in order to master catching. Not only does baseball require mental and physical strength, but it has so much more to offer to fans than football does. For example, you have spring training games. With football, you have football camp basically. There's more spring training games than there is for the NFL preseason games if you go to. You can easily buy cheap tickets to go watch spring training games, while NFL preseason games can get pretty costly. Not only that, but who doesn't want to go watch a spring training game in warm climate as opposed to, maybe going out and freezing outside while watching an NFL preseason? And if you're really, into sports or anything like that, there's several games per day as opposed to only a few for football a week. They also are pretty entertaining. I think that spring training games have a lot more to offer fans where they can be in that environment as opposed to football camp. You really can't. You can't watch the players, you can't see them develop, but with the spring training games, you get to see your favorite players before their season. You get to really see them shape and grow and progress. Not only that, but time doesn't affect the game of baseball. There's always a chance for extra innings and that such. And while football may, have, extra quarter, not extra quarters, but, someone may have extra few seconds or whatever, the time doesn't really add to the fairness. Towards the end of the game, the winning team can simply take a knee and prevent the opponents from getting an opportunity. In football, you can totally waste somebody's opportunity to score by, calling a penalty or calling a timeout. You can't take a knee in baseball. No matter what, the losing team, every team gets a chance at 9 bats. And I think that's really fair, and that's one of the things that I love about baseball, is that everybody gets the opportunity. It's not one-sided. Everybody has a chance to come out on top. That, and it's a continuous game. It's America's favorite pastime, meaning it passed the time. You could spend hours at a baseball game and you could not get bored because there's just so much going on. You don't have large intervals of time in between, waiting for the players to come out or halftime and stuff. The action stays right in front of you. You can watch the players warm up on the side, unlike football players where they go into the locker rooms and you may not see them for, 20, 30 minutes. And finally, baseball has the minor leagues. That gives you the chance to see players who aren't quite ready for the major leagues and showcase their potential. In football, players who aren't exactly ready for the NFL are tucked away on a practice squad, and fans can't really watch them. With the minor leagues, you get to really, see who is progressing. You get to see, the upcoming talent and stuff, and I think that's really important, for fans to be able to see, and I think it's, it makes the players feel good that, despite the fact that they're not on the NFL team or the major league teams, that they get to showcase. But unfortunately for the NFL kids or for the players who want to be in NFL, they don't get that chance to showcase their talent. So because of, the fact that it requires so much strength and it's America's favorite pastime, and it obviously has more to offer than football, I personally believe that baseball is better than football. Thank you.